Guests in the audience when I talked about it earlier, so I apologise for that. But first up, we've got Bob Wilson from the Alstonville Bypass Action Group, who I think most of you would realise have been agitating for the bypass for many years. Anyway, first up, Bob Wilson.
Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. When we purchased our property in Alstonville 40 years ago, we were told that the Alstonville Bypass, which the plans have been drawn up in the early 1960s, would be across the road in the paddock adjacent. The village was just starting to grow. In no time, several new estates opened and the school numbers doubled. The high school was constructed. More people were commuting between Lismore and Ballina for work. Alstonville's main street was becoming very congested and dangerous. So in 1992, a meeting was organised and it was held at the Alstonville Bowling Club. It wasn't until around 1994-95 that the now current Bypass Action Group was formed as a subcommittee of the Wollongbar Progress Association. At the initial meeting, we had a large number of people, but eventually they dropped out and it left only 6 of us. This group consisted of Councillor David Wright, Marilyn Perkins, Jane Gardner, Neil Chesworth, Yolanda Chesworth, and of course myself. And at times we were helped by respective spouses. There were many ups and downs, and more downs than anything that we knew about. So we had to become aggressive towards our politicians. You may be familiar with the red and white signs that just appeared on power poles overnight. Nobody knew how they got there, but they did. Also, our Uncle Sam signs, which attracted much attention. Other activities were a 24-hour traffic count, which provided us with valuable information and more ammunition to push our case further. The public were asked to assist with letter writing, which was quite successful. Shortly after 2001 federal election, our member for Richmond, Larry Anthony, and then Deputy Prime Minister John Anderson visited Alstonville to announce a $12 million kickstart to the project, and also announced the road was classified a road of national importance, which attracted federal funding. Just 4 days prior to the New South Wales state election in 2003, we had Premier Bob Carr visit Alstonville to announce the balance of $24 million. The road at that time was estimated to cost $36 million. Mid-2005, we found out through a phone call from the ABC that our $24 million in funding from the Carr government had completely disappeared. We realised then that we had to change our tactics, so we started lobbying the federal government. During the federal election held in 2007, we found both major parties were committed to funding the bypass. Janelle Saffin won the seat of Page and honoured her election promise, and we can see the results of this today. I must admit, all good things come in small packages. Janelle Saffin is one that we have. One of those. We have formed a strong friendship with Janelle, and I'm very proud of that fact. We've worked very closely together. It didn't end there for me. At the end of last year, I, for some reason or other, became one of the organisers for our opening celebration. We had a couple of months of unfavourable weather conditions and uncertainty of the open date, but we have managed to get to this point thanks to the weather being kind to us today. The many people that have been involved in the organising of this celebration are too numerous to mention, but I have to single out one person, and that is Richard Lutz. Richard has been a tower of strength and has been fantastic to work with. His job would have been, or made my job, impossible for one person to handle, so he has absolutely helped me enormously. Hopefully the bypass will open in the next couple of weeks, which will make both Alstonville and Wollongbar safer places for all of us to live. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.